Thank you everyone for being here. This is Pick a Card Tarot Adventure issue number 8, press conference. It is a sad day, so excuse me if I can't get through this. Not that I can't get through it, but, I am still a very compassionate person, and I still hold a lot of regret, guilt, and shame that I should not, but it's time. It's time for this reading. In this reading, we're going to talk about the provisions that are being made in your life now that you have finally rid yourself, now that the cosmos have finally rid your life of abuse and abusers. And we are at the final culmination of margins being imposed on your life. Excuse me. Okay, no, that's perfect actually where it is. Okay, all right. So I hope you all are with me. And I guess I wish you all the very best in your new lives. And I hope that the relationships that have ended for you, I hope that you recognize that, I hope that you recognize the meaning and the purpose of those ties being severed. Those people, places, things, energies no longer having a way to access you. Let's pick our piles. Okay. The Empress continues to want to come out. So we have pile 1, the Empress. Ooh. This energy is, it's very sure of itself. It's very tragic, but it's very sure of itself. I've never been more sure of the cards in my hand. It's a sad moment, but hey, life goes on. Life certainly goes on. And let's get one more pile. Oh, this pile is so certain of itself. Jeez. It's so certain of itself. That's interesting. Okay, we have our 3 piles. Spirit wants me to shuffle this deck once before I get started. Beautiful. For pile number 1, we have the Empress. And the vibe that I'm getting of the Empress is, wow, that's powerful. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for me to get through this because naturally I'm a compassionate person. So this reading right here, issue 8, press conference, this tarot card, pick a card, tarot adventure it should be a source of joy for all of us. But because of the people that we are, we like to empathize with people, including the people and the places and the things and the energies that have hurt us. So I have a lot of empathy and compassion for people, but we also need to do what needs to be done, okay? So for pile number 1, we have the Empress, and the energy that I'm getting from this Empress card is Britney Spears. Immediately Britney Spears. So this is going to have to do with conservatorships. Whether, they said Wendy too. It's going to have to do with conservatorships, if I'm saying that right. Spirit says both physical and spiritual. Not many of them will actually be speaking about legal conservatorships, but it will be speaking about it will be talking about conservatorships. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Where maybe the legal process wasn't actually written out, and it may have not been, this big legal official thing having to do with domestic partners and families. But there have definitely been these situationships in your life where you were naive and you allowed some sort of conservatorship to happen in your life. And this is the ending and the last statement and testament of that conservatorship. What's going to happen moving forward with you, and also what's going to happen to the people who put you into this situation and under their authority and control. Okay, that's pile number 1, the Empress. Pile number 2 is Temperance. And what do I get from Temperance? From Temperance, I get I heard antiques. I heard antiquity, antiques, possessions, estates. So this is going to be a reading of wills, reading of actual wills, reading of spiritual wills, reading of ends of situations where you are owed some sort of abundance coming from the end of these relationships, coming from the ends of these personalities, coming from the end of these energies. And last but not least, we have pile number 3 with the World. Give me a second. Let me take a look at this. Wow, that's incredible. That's powerful. For pile number 3, I got Esmeralda. From pile number 3, I got Esmeralda from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Meaning that this pile is going to be about false accusations, false accusations on you and on your life, and how those situations ended, and how you were protected and saved from those false accusations, and what you will inherit from your time under conviction. The compensation that you're going to receive for these false accusations projected onto you. I wonder what the legal word for that is. So we have Britney Spears, Wendy Williams, and conservatorship. Pile 2, we have antiques and possessions, the estates and reading of wills. And pile 3, we have Esmeralda and the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and compensation. God, what do you call that? Write that in the comments if you know what that's called. When someone is falsely accused, falsely imprisoned, and the government, ooh, oh my God, oh my God. Not the word that I was looking for, but we're also going to add reparations to pile number 3. Reparations. Esmeralda and the Hunchback of Notre Dame for number 3. The world. Wow. Reparations. Compensations. My God. Spirit, you better cut the fuck up. Let's go, pile number 1. Spirit said, let's dig right into it. We don't have a lot of time here. Spirit said, let's get right into it. We don't got a lot of time here. We're here for a good time. Not a long time, baby. If you need a precursor to why we're here, because the Picker Card Adventures here at Midsummer, it is an anthology. There's continuity. And so there's been a story that's been happening since issue 1. So you may want to go back to issue 7, issue 6, but especially issue 7. You definitely want to go back to issue 7. It is the precursor to this press conference. I don't want to take 2 cards. I don't want to take 3 cards. It's too many. I like single cards. Oh. I'm going to take that. I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that. It wasn't very sure of itself. We like those cards that are very sure, very certain. I'm trying to think what I titled issue number 7, but I can't remember. God, what did I title issue number 7? I haven't edited it yet, so I may not have even given it a title, but I'm pretty sure when I was doing it, I thought of the title as I was doing it. But issue 7 was about I can't explain it. You have to go back and watch it. It's one of those things where you got to be there. Ooh, very nice. You have your past. Wow. Very interesting energy here. Very, very interesting energy going on here. interesting energy. And I'm not going to rush these cards. I know that we have things to say and things to do here, but I'm not going to rush these cards whatsoever, because we do want to get it as accurate as possible when abundance is concerned. I want to make sure that you're aware of every dollar amount. You've got your present card, your past card with the Ten of Cups, your present card with the High Priestess, typically I can pull energy when the cards stick out, but I'm being directed only to take specifically single cards that pop out. Only single cards that pop out. So this may take us a minute. Okay. In your past, you've achieved the Ten of Cups. In the present, you achieve the High Priestess. In the future, you achieve the Knight of Swords. Let's talk about your past. What do I see here? The thing that is most evident to me are the gold chalices, and ooh, baby. Sickening stuff. The thing that pops out immediately to me are the gold chalices. They are a stark reminder. Now, I said that I was never going to reference this content on this channel, but I have to anyway, because otherwise it won't make sense. The analogy is very specific. The figurative language is very specific, but these gold chalices remind me of Harry Potter, of Harry Potter's inheritance. Well, was it even Harry's inheritance? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they actually... There was some scene in one of those movies where they went back to Gringotts. They went back to the Wizarding Bank, and they were collecting a Horcrux. And so I don't think that it was Harry Potter's safe, but they had to access a safe, and there were these gold chalices that multiplied when you touched them. But what that reminded me of is the inheritance that Harry's parents left him. Okay, let me try and find something else. I really apologize because quite honestly, that would Would it upset me? No, but I understand where people are coming from because of the transphobia of J.K. Rowling. So I'm sorry if you're offended by that. So I'm seeing these gold chalices. The fruit is also something immediate to me. Spirit is saying you eat well, you have eaten well, but also that you will continue to eat well. I get freedom. I get that you have achieved freedom. You have achieved a status in your life where you are now free to be barefoot in all of the, I don't know if proclivities is the correct word, but proclivity sounds correct to me, and all of the proclivities that come with that, all of the nuances that come with that. Personally, to me, being barefoot, I have a bit of a foot fetish. I'm not even gonna hold you. And so being barefoot represents so many things for me. It represents not only just freedom in the sense of just running barefoot, but it also represents sexual freedom and independence for me. So this is ringing out as taboo to me. And yeah, this is saying basically the energy that I'm getting from this card is that you are a very unique spirit and you have very unique interests, and you were raised by people who were not this image, okay? This is not an environment. Excuse me. This is not an environment that you grew up in. This is not an environment that you always had. Look at their sense of freedom here. Look at this family's sense of freedom here. Spirit says also recognize how these parents, even though these are loving parents, they have a control, a hold over this situation to the point where they can be giving each other attention. And don't get me wrong, they're also giving the children attention here, but they can also still maintain this very strong bond with one another while their gifts and their talents grow and their beginning aspirations and their beginning creative ideas are growing and nurturing itself. Look at the kids. The kids have their own plate. This page of cups is nurturing this young talent or gift, and everything is just this, I'm not gonna lie, this card also feels like a sanitarium. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, this card feels very much like a sanitarium. And the thing about rivers, symbolically, rivers are symbolic for chaos. Any body of water is symbolic of chaos. But here, that chaos is running very smoothly. It's very calm. It's so wild. God, the people who designed this deck are fucking genius. Because they are saying so much by having these young children, these young talents near the chaotic water. And everything here is fine. And it's gonna be fine. And everybody here is safe. This card is saying that you've already achieved, you've already birthed some incredible gifts and incredible talents here. And they are gonna be safe from the societal shifts that are happening. They're going to be safe from the chaos. Spirit says you have been convicted of some things. Spirit says you probably don't even know. Spirit says you definitely have felt it intuitively, But it is because of you voicing those opinions earlier. You voiced the opinions about what was going on way before they actually happened, because don't get me wrong, they were happening before you voiced your opinion, but it was you voicing your opinion that really pissed people off. And so people doubled down on the abuse that they were giving you. And after people doubled down on the abuse that they projected onto you, by that time you had checked out. By that time, oh, wow. By that time you had checked out. Y'all, I gotta congratulate myself. My tarot reading abilities have become so much better. By the time these people even doubled down on the conservatorship and the authority that they had implemented and projected onto your life, they were talking ill of you. They were trying to report you to certain agencies and authorities. I'm hearing for a lot of you, you had family members and friends who were colluding against you. Is that the word? Collusion? Colluding against you, where they were having meetings and conversations about you, trying to get other family members and friends against you. But by the time these people doubled down on the bullshit they were projecting on you, because the reason why they doubled down is because you started to be vocal, because you were also always this. The high priestess has always been you since childbirth. And so you've cultivated those powers even more. And so your high priestess powers were the reason why it was also you coming into a sense of independence when you started to whistleblow about the crimes that were happening against you. And people were so, it's not that they were taken back, because I think for the most part, you've always kind of had complained about the grievances of the abuse that is happening in your life. But there is something about this last time around that everyone kind of subconsciously understood, is that those conservator games and people taking these false sense of authority over your life, everyone was subconsciously aware that those cycles were coming to an end. And so people started to double down on the abuse that they were giving you. But again, by that time, you didn't give a fuck no more. By that time, you had completely checked out, because again, people were doubling down. So you said, okay, I get the game now. At that point, you understood the game. You're like, okay, I get the fucking game. I'm out. I get it. I get it. It doesn't matter how much I say. It doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't matter how I act. I have something that people want. I have high priestess energy. I know things. My mind and my body and soul, they imitate the earth. And so people seek to possess my body. People seek to have possession of my body, to put me to work like a mule, or to seek possession over my body sexually, to take away my gender rights and my sex rights. And so you checked out. You said, all right, I get it. No matter what I do, these people are going to do these things, because this is an ontological crisis that's happening. This is something that I have to let the cosmos and let God handle this, because this is really out of my hand. Because you've also known, at this point you realize that you were going to be safe, because Spirit was already telling you that you're going to be safe. So you let go. So when people doubled down, you were already out of the situation. And that really speaks to the chaos represented here by this river, but your talents and your gifts being able to sit here in peace while you work on other things, or while so many other things are happening, while your freedom is at rest. Your freedom is right here. Your freedom and your independence and your abundance and your money is rested right here, taking a nap, while your gifts are right next to all of this chaos happening behind it. And you may have felt at some point that something was going to jump out and snatch these gifts, but no. This is going to be a happy sunshine day. It's your past, it's your present, and your future. I also want you to take note of the tree. If a river is symbolic of constant change and chaos, then a tree is a symbol for stability. So while there's chaos nearby, on the other end of the spectrum, there's also stability and shade nearby. And I'm also getting that your grass is greener on your side. The grass is greener. Wow. So we already talked a little bit about your present. I think you're blithely aware of a lot of the stuff that is happening around you. I think that you may struggle to grasp the belief of it, but intuitively, you know, you may struggle or second guess your intuition, and that's okay. Because as time goes by, you don't really have much of a choice but to believe in yourself and believe in your power. So by this time next year, you're going to be a completely different person. Your experience will be completely different because you're going to have such an incredible grasp on these powers. And today you're really learning the insides and outs of the melodrama and the games that people play on the playground. You're incredibly powerful and wise. Incredibly powerful and wise. Let me look at this. I'm a little confused by this, but let me take a look at this. The crows are like an omen. The crows and the feathers are like omens. But it's like the omens are working in your favor. The omens are working on your side. And your little abundance here and your little freedom, I mean, she's having an incredible time, but she's also like, damn, these winds are high. Don't get me wrong, she's having a blessed, incredible time. But y'all are moving fast. It's big baddie energy here. Very big baddie energy. Where like it's not sunshine and roses, and you've got the energy and the power of the crows on your side. It's almost like you control those omens. Big witch energy. It's like there's gonna be a lot that's gonna happen this year. A lot of people will be afraid because they don't have the gifts that you have. You're not going to be afraid. You're going to ride with the wind. But so many people are going to be so afraid of the shifts that are happening and the way that the wind flows for the rest of the year. But you will be riding with it, directing it. And that's not a bad thing. That's the gift that you have been given. Because you've always had to ride with the wind. Because you've always had to ride along with people's bullshit. You've always had to wear this mask and ride along with people's BS and ride along with people's melodrama. Now that it's real, now that they have started cycles and tables and winds, that if those winds and those gusts have gotten too real for them, now they want them to stop. Nah, ain't no stopping it now. These wins are going to take their toll. These are not wins that you started, but you're definitely going to end them. Pile 1, you definitely want to stay for pile 2. That's what I hear. You definitely want to stay for pile 2. There's a lot more for you. But I do really appreciate your time. That was it was brief, but incredible. Really love that energy. All right, pile number 2. This is my temperance pile. My pile for antiques, antiquity, estates, and the reading of wills. What's your past? Here's your present. Past, 7 of Cups. Present, 4 of Cups. I'm hearing whispers about that 4 of Cups. And surprisingly, it's not the energy I usually get for that card. It's surprisingly positive. Don't want to take that card. Don't want to take this card. Nah. That's the stuff. And your third card is the 7 of Swords. These are so detailed and very peculiar. I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful and I'm so blessed and I'm so honored to be here to witness this magic happen. All right, let's talk about your past. Let me take a look at this because this strikes me as very strange as your past. But now in pile number 1, the gold goblets or chalices reminded me of inheritances, of inheritance. But right here, these gold goblets, yeah, this is like this is like I'm getting Macy's, I'm getting Bergdorf's, I'm getting God, Macy's, Bergdorf's. I'm sorry, I have to go back into. Oh, we did speak about. We said we were talking about antiquity. I'm getting Macy's, Bergdorf's, but I'm also getting Marshalls. I'm also getting Marshalls Fields. I'm also getting Barney's, New York. Those stores have closed, but that's exactly what the MO is here. And look at her. She's dressed so nice. This is your I can't believe it. This is taking my breath away. I can't believe it. This is your past, but the thing about the past positions in this reading is the past positions are also very much the present and the future. The past positions in this reading are much more of the future than they are the past. But it's like it was already written. It was destined. It was in your Akashic record that this was already going to happen. So it's like Spirit is reiterating what was already there and how it's going to be implemented into your life. Look at her. Her garments are probably some of the most tailored and fine of anyone in this deck. We've got some fine beauty products, some fine shampoos up here on the top shelf. Top shelf products. We've got some very expensive, some sort of like antique chests here that are finely crafted, artisan crafted by hand. Let's see what else is in here. It said, take note of the freedom. The freedom is cleaning itself up. It's like the freedom is, oh my God. Have you ever seen a cat clean itself? The people who wrote this deck are fucking genius. The inception of this shit. The audacity of this shit. This shit is so cunt. There's so much charisma in this shit. Have you ever seen a cat clean itself and just the poise in general that a cat has? That's what this freedom energy is giving here. Poise and clean. It's giving don't touch me. It's giving don't touch me. Don't touch me. Yeah, look at her hair. Her clothes are blue. It's giving very much security. Yeah. Her tunic is blue, but the stripe on her hat is green. Her tunic is blue, like Facebook, or like Twitter, or like Chase Bank, which means security, encrypted. And her green band around her hat is giving Cash App. We handle finances. Her finances are handled at her brain level, at her third eye level. Encrypted finances. You can't hack these finances. You can't hack this abundance. There's more here. And there's more here because of what it is and because of what it represents. There's always going to be more. It's always going to be giving, and it's going to continue to give. That's why she's looking the way she is. She knows that she's about to make some big money, honey. She looking at the fourth wall. She looking at you like, yeah, I see you. I'm ready to take your money. I got what you need. Because I know you got money. There's a gold ceiling, which strikes me as this sort of analogy or figure of speech about glass ceilings, but this ceiling is gold, and I definitely believe that it's one that you can break through. Or I imagine something like Harrods in the UK, which is like this incredibly like uber luxury department store where they have like stained glass ceilings. And I think that they have those like that because it gives this metaphor and it signals and it's symbolic for the people who can shop there. I think that the reason why they have those sort of pristine, it's like a china shop. You know the saying, bull in a china shop? Only a certain types of people can go into a china shop without fucking everything up. You've achieved that. You've achieved that in your life, where you've achieved a certain appreciation and accepted the world for what it is. Like, no bullshit and no shade. Like, this is all Spirit says. This is also, girl, I'm really tired of y'all. I just gotta say, I'm tired of this shit. This is a lot of responsibility. This is a lot of responsibility. This thing just keeps on giving. You can say so much shit about this. And this one little bitty card. This is a damn ATM card itself. Ching. There is so much to be said here. There's so much information in this one little card about life. About market mechanics. Girl, I'm so sick. Can we finish one point before we get to the next point? God damn. Archangel Michael is stepping into the situation like, yeah, like I need professional security right now. Like I need security. Can somebody back me up? I need security right now. So you have become this person who can step into a china shop without ruining things. You've learned how to stop ruining things. You are definitely go back to issue number 7. If you haven't checked out issue number 7, it's basically about how you embody fate and karma in pile number 2. And in order to embody fate and karma, you have to have the power of both the dark and the light. And so you are most likely a Plutonian or a Venusian. And either one of those are incredibly strong energies that can sometimes be incredibly dark and chaotic and have very negative effects. And so you were born with major Plutonian placements. And so you were born with the ability to fuck some shit up, okay? But you've learned how to hone those powers. Oh my God, I was just thinking about this earlier, about diamonds. So the way diamonds are formed is diamonds are sort of these, I'm trying to make sure I get the word right. Diamondiferous, I think the word is, I want to say. Like describing these embedded rocks, these embedded stones that are near the earth, that are embedded deep in the earth, but these volcanic eruptions catapult these pipelines of these violent volcanic activity pushes the diamonds up to the surface. That's you. Like you have become a diamond from some very violent volcanic activity where it was very hellish and very negative and very chaotic. But at the end of it all of that was to produce these precious stones, which is you. So you've learned you've learned how to compose your power and make that volcanic, violent body of power form into a little ball that you can carry around in your pocket or carry around inside of you, because it's what makes you the incredible, powerful person that you are. But also what makes you powerful is your ability to tame that fire, tame that volcanic eruption. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people would come into a place like this and, I'm speaking symbolically or metaphorically. When, like I said, a lot of people have found themselves in Hollywood and they won't make it. They won't have longevity in Hollywood because they don't have the spirituality and the composure to make it or have that longevity in Hollywood. And what I was saying about Harrods and their glass ceilings is I think that it's symbolic for the fact that these certain people can go in there and it's symbolic that they don't really have any ceilings necessarily, There are no ceilings. The ceilings are made of glass, and I think glass ceilings in this in this scenario or setting is it's not necessarily to say that you can't get through it. The ceiling is glass because it is easy to break through it. And metaphorically, these people have the power to break through it, and they do. They don't see the glass ceiling as a boundary or a barrier. They can appreciate the glass ceiling, but they also know that they have the power to break through it. And they don't break through it because really, if we want to talk about a more physical sense, they can move through glass ceilings without them even breaking. They can move through any ceiling. And I think that that's really what the glass ceiling represents. Wow. Okay, I have to move on. That was established in your past, okay? Let's talk about your present. Four of Cups. I have to take another look at this because Spirit says that this is good. Let me take a look at what's going on here. Wow. 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 That's incredible. That is fucking incredible. Again, the people who made this deck are genius. Oh, gosh. Okay. This pile is antiques, antiquity, real estate. It's so funny. It's so crazy. Typically, this is a card about indecisiveness. Not in this setting. Not in this pile. Not in this reading. In this reading, this guy has a completely different expression than what he usually has. And so does his apprentice here. Usually this guy is indecisive. And he doesn't know that he has all these options and they might not necessarily be the one that he wants, but they're great options and he should choose one. Not so much in this setting, not here. In this setting, it's like, don't get me wrong, okay, I'm not going to take away. You see, I'm sorry, of a little bit of me, while I have been someone who has been able to empathize with my abusers in the past, I'm learning more and more every day to no longer empathize with them. So all of the shifts that are happening today, all of the things that people are losing, people who have historically abused people, they're losing cars, they're losing jobs, okay? They're losing careers and degrees, they're losing money, okay? And I don't have a lot of empathy anymore. I've grown up and I don't care. I don't care anymore. Simply put, I've grown up. And so, to me, personally, I seem him a little bit happy. And it is possible for it to be true that somebody can be experiencing joy and grief at the same time. And that's what I get from his apprentice's face. His apprentice is kind of like an awkward moment. Like, because obviously I think that what this card is depicting is that this man has lost someone and he's inherited these really expensive gold antique chalices. And he's kind of like just studying them, like considering the amount of money and gold he has just inherited. And I think that he's really considering that. Spirit's telling you there's so much more going on in this card that I need to talk about. So let me look at some of the stuff that's happening above his head. Look at all the things that's happening above his head. It's like his independence and his freedom is, it's very separated from him and kind of doing its own thing. And his freedom is like babes, I don't care. You can be sad, but like, we're free. And I don't have to fucking answer to nobody. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. So I'm about to hang up here on this ledge. And I'm about to eat your fish, bitch. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Finders, keepers, losers, weepers. Okay? What was that movie where the little boy said, finders, keepers, losers suck? Like, I'm sorry, babes. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. And like, some people might want me to cry or be sad. And some people in your life might want you to cry or sad. Spirit said that's a lie. Spirit said that's a bold-faced lie. Spirit said, wrong answer. Spirit said them people didn't care back then. So for them to even try to muster up some feelings and have you care for them when they could never care for you, who gives a fuck? Have compassion if you want. I don't have no compassion. I'm done. I don't have no more compassion to give. I've given all my compassion, and the people who have abused me in my life have stolen all of it. I've got no more to give. I've run completely dry. It's literally impossible for me to give any more fucks. Not for some people who could not spit on me if I was on fire. Who wouldn't piss on me if I was on fire. I got no more fucks to give. Let me look at what else is going over here. I don't know. All of this shit. Look at all of this shit. And there's some shit up here. Let me see what this is. You've got all the tools that you need. It's just a lot of resources right here. Resources, keys. I'm like, what do them keys mean? They keys. They keys. They keys. Keys to life. You got the keys. You just know things. You know things. Eve's by you. And Moselle ain't crazy. She knows things. Baby, you know things. What else do you want me to say? You want me to be mad at you that you know things? I won't do it. I won't fucking do it. You can be mad at yourself for knowing things. You can allow other people to come into your life and be mad at you for knowing things. But you won't get it from me. As a matter of fact, I would advise you to take your ass out into that nice beach and go for a nice swim and be about your business. Shit. Future card. Seven of Swords. It's a bit of a conundrum. This is where we are entering pile number 2, I believe it is. I think this is where we are entering in pile 2 in issue 7, the last issue. So it's a little strange here. Let me take another look. It was written, your wealth was written. Not just merely your wealth, but your abundance and your resourcefulness was written. Some of you will be producers. Some of you will become producers of some type or some sort. Movie producers, television series producers, podcast producers, newsroom producers, magazine editors, producers. Some of y'all will be producers. Destined to be a producer, a chooser, a buyer. You really gained a lot of that knowledge from the things that you inherited from this estate. And so I think we're still on the same energy of what I know from this card is that these swords are the swords that were used to stab you in the back. But now you've taken them back to the place that they belong, because these swords were given to the people who care for you, and they were supposed to be used to protect you, but instead they were used to stab you in the back. Oh, yeah. I was saying that this is big Catwoman energy in last issue, and it still is. It shows big Catwoman energy, big anti-hero energy. It's like it's big Batman, big Catwoman energy. I think we fail to realize that Catwoman and Batman are sort of the same, although I don't think that Catwoman comes from. I think Catwoman comes from more humble beginnings than Bruce Wayne, but I think essentially they are still very much the same person if it wasn't for the fact that Batman worked for the police, I guess. And Catwoman is more of a criminal, but and that anti-hero, but they still sort of have the same sort of their their personalities and what they do. They run tandem and parallel, and that's what you're going to be doing in the future. It's like you're going to be given this, you're going to be given so much. All right? You can hate it. You can hate it, but you can't change it, baby. Well, you can change it. That's what you're going to do here. But you can hate it all you want, but you'll never be able to escape this wealth. You'll never be able to escape this privilege, because God has recognized that you're someone who can take on this job and who can take on this power. And because bravery and friendship are more important to you than literacy, this is why God is giving you these powers. This is why God is giving you this wealth. Because you'll always believe that bravery and friendship is more important than literacy and finances. And so a lot of these gifts, I mean, like I said, this shit ain't never gonna stop, really. This shit is never going to stop. You know who you are now, and so the money is just gonna come to you now. Oh, last deck, the chalices were multiplying. That's how your abundance is gonna multiply. Whatever you touch. That's why he mad. He got that King Midas touch. That's why he mad. Everything he touches will turn to gold. Everything will just turn to abundance and wealth. And I mean, you can be mad about it if you want to. You can be scared about it, be mad about it if you want to. But it's not a negative thing at all. You have the ability. You're not necessarily like King Midas. The only reason why I brought that up is to give some sort of alliteration and figurative speech to just how abundant you're going to become. You're going to see dollar amounts in your bank account that you've never ever seen before in your life. You're going to see dollar amounts go into your bank account that far exceed your expectations. It pains me to say it, but a lot of y'all will see billions in your bank account. You can be afraid, you can be scared of it, you can fear it, but there's nothing you can really do to stop it. The things that you will do in this world are going to be incredibly influential. The inheritances that are owed to you are coming to you irregardless for what you've endured in your life. It's definitely worth billions. Money comes and goes, baby. Money is not nothing. Money doesn't mean anything, and you've always known that. And so you will have the ability to control it, and it will be magnetized to you. And it'll flow into your life like water. And yeah, you may struggle with it at times. You're struggling with it now. It's breaking your heart now. It's breaking your heart right now. Yeah, you'll struggle with it, but you'll learn how to get rid of it just as fast as you make it. So you'll be able to save some, but you'll also be very inclined to give it away just as fast as you make it, because you'll put some away for yourself. You'll give some to, to some people who are close around you. But largely, you'll be this anti-hero, this Catwoman persona who gives back to the poor, steals from the rich and gives back to the poor. Very beautiful. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. I really love you and I really appreciate you. I've had so much in this anthology thus far. This is really incredible work. Thank you so much for your presence and your time and for sharing this moment with me. Let's go pile number 3. Whew, we've got the world. Why did I hear top flight security of the world, Craig? Top flight security of the world. Top flight security of the world, Craig. All right, Esmeralda. Is it Esmeralda? I think that's Esmeralda from Hunchback of Notre Dame. And the story goes is that she was this gypsy who moved into this small town in France, small village in France. If you've never seen Chocolat, if you've never seen Chocolat with Johnny Depp, I'm sorry if you got feelings about Johnny Depp, but you know what? I'm gonna just be real with you. A lot of that shit, you need to get over it. I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm not even gonna hold you. I mean, you can be mad at it. You can have your opinion, but don't allow stuff like that. Don't carry the weight of other people's crimes. And you might think that you're not holding yourself accountable for other people's crimes, but when you tell yourself you can't indulge in things because some criminal is attached to it or somebody that you think did something wrong is attached to it, you're carrying the weight of that person's crime, and you don't need to do that. So I would highly recommend watching Chocolat because it's basically a modern retelling of the story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame and how he saved Esmeralda, this young, beautiful girl, comes into town. And I've never actually seen Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I have watched Chocolat, and I have read the actual story, the real story of the Hunchback of Notre Dame, even though I haven't seen the movie. But if I'm retelling it from the book and from Chocolat, then there's this young gypsy woman who moves into town, and she begins to I think there's a lot more implied than people actually say. She begins to sell herself. Now in Chocolat, she sells chocolate. She sells baked good. It's a patisserie. But also within her selling these patisserie items, she also uses her intuition in a lot of the branding and marketing and the immersive experience of this shop. Her magic is very much in the food that she makes, and so there are a couple of parlor tricks, and they're not really parlor tricks. They are like real magic. She ends up really helping a lot of people in the town solve their problems using her magical recipes. And in the Hunchback of Notre Dame, Esmeralda is a dancer, a very attractive dancer who uses her body and her performance, and she's an entertainer, and she sort of brings back life to this small town. And what ends up happening is people start accusing her of being a whore and of being a witch. This is also the story of the witches of Eastwick. Same deal. They come in and they start to explore their sexual freedom. They start to explore their freedom in their gender identity and their freedom in their womanhood. And from that, and because of their opening up their hips and opening up their selves to who they truly are, and broadening and widening their creative senses, especially where sexuality is concerned, people start to really become jealous and really fearful of that power. And so they start to accuse her. They start to accuse all of these women in all these different stories, again, of being prostitutes and of being witches who will bring evil and the devil and bad things into this town. But really, they're bringing the liveliness back into this town, back into these towns that are riddled with Christian dogma. So let's get into it. What's going on? What's happening here? This is so much fun. I've never read like this before. This is incredible. Did I say I love y'all? I feel like I'm feasting on chocolate right now. Like, that's how yummy this is. This is delicious work. This is incredible. Incredible. Go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna need y'all to do that. This is incredible. I'm having so much fun. I could have only ever dreamed to be here. I'm gonna have to go back in time and tell myself the amazing, beautiful time I'm having. I'm gonna have to go back and tell myself, yo, you are a fucking badass high priestess and witch and diviner. You're incredibly prophetic. You're a prophetess, a bishop, and you're incredibly powerful. Oh yeah, and you're a trans woman. I feel like maybe that's why my life is so traumatic, is because I do eventually go back in time and tell myself that and scare the shit out of myself. Give me one more for the Futura. Whoa, said, take me. Take me. Take my body. All right, what we have here. In your past, you have the Four of Cups. Wow. Has each card started with cups? I think so. Each pile has started with cups. You can't make this shit up. YouTube. Okay? Couldn't make it up if we tried. For your present card, we have the Page of Wands. For your future card, we have the Four of Pentacles. That scares me. Oh no. Oh no. It feels bad. It feels foreboding. But this should be about inheritances and reparations and restitution. Oh wow. You know, Spirit is very cunt with this deck today. Been turning a lot of figure 8. Wow. Figure 8. Number 9. Figure 8. If you skate, it would be great if you could make a figure 8. It's a circle that falls something on itself. Won't he turn it around? Won't he do it? The tables turn. The tables turn. What goes around comes back around. That's the power of the number 8. Infinity. What goes up must come down. And what went up has definitely fallen. All right. What's in your past? The Five of Cups. Wow. What's happening here? This is so interesting. Wow. Wow. You know, this card is usually about not noticing the goodness that you have. Not here. Not here. Let me check that again. I feel bad and I feel guilty saying that. I feel bad and I feel guilty saying that. But look how guilty your freedom is. Do that freedom look guilty? Hell no. That freedom said, when he fucked me good, I take his ass to Red Lobster, baby. That freedom not mad at all. Baby, that freedom don't give a fuck. Because it's surf and turf. Y'all better stop playing with me. Yeah, usually this card is about not realizing what you have, but no, not in this instance. And I have a lot of guilt and shame and fear in saying that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. In this scenario, that it's not what it is. In this scenario, what this is about the fact that you probably come from a family or you were raised by people who did have resources. She's on this incredibly fine beach. She's got the balloons. There's wine. There's lobster. There's surf and turf. What else is here? They got bread, grapes. Got some Bosco sticks. Even the way she's dressed in really fine clothes. And typically this card is about her focusing on what she doesn't have instead of focusing on what she does have. But in this scenario and in this reading, that's not really what this is about. In this scenario and this reading, this is about the fact that who really cares about all of this shit? Okay? Who really cares about all of this shit? Because the reason why she's sad is, I'm not going to even hold you. This is kind of like a Tina Turner situation going on. Like, this girl gets beat. Like, excuse me, I'm sorry. Like, trigger warning, assault warning. I do apologize, but this girl is a victim. Like, real life victim. Like, not a narcissist who just overreacts and complains for her condition. Like, this girl is a victim of domestic abuse. While the people who take care of her threw her this fabulous party, they're also the ones who kicked over these cubs. Like, she is a victim of abuse. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how beautiful this scenery looks here. It doesn't matter how sickening all of this looks. Picnic, I don't give a fuck, picnic basket, white sand beaches. I don't give a fuck. This girl is being taken advantage of. And nothing, no amount of money could ever make up for that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that you have endured that. I've also endured that, And, I'm just here to let you know that I'm not here to tell you to forgive, but I'll say in my own personal experience, I have forgiven those things so that I can accept the world for what it is, but I have to move on and live my life for me. And I can't continue to carry the weight of the crimes of the people who abuse me. It's just not my possession to bear. It's not my shit to carry. And I don't want to carry it anymore. I've carried it for way too long. But the truth is that I'll never really be able to let that go. I'll always have those memories. I'll always, and you'll always have those memories. So why would you give yourself the extra burden of also carrying the weight of it when it's something? Oh, baby, I can tell you some stories. I have scars. I have scars that encompass my entire foot and leg. my leg looks like I wear like this permanent sock. I mean, I've come to love it. I've come to love my scars, and I think that they're really cool now. But the truth of the story is, I was a victim of childhood abuse. Like the people who raised me hospitalized me. I'm so sorry. Trigger warning if that is triggering to you. I do write explicit in my titles, like, and I also tell y'all a lot of times I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit here. Like, it is what it is, but I'm gonna tell the truth so that I can get to what I'm owed. Because I'm not gonna sit here and continue to be a victim. I'm not gonna sit here and continue to overcompensate and to overreact for other people's ignorance and for other people's demise and downfall. Those people are getting what is coming to them. Trust and believe. So it's really not my thing to bear anymore. It's not my thing to continue to try and teach and yell at them and tell them, oh, you're not getting it, what you did to me, this, and that, and that. They get it. They get it. In fact, they get it so much that they have a keen understanding of the abuse that they did to me. And they still continue to abuse me up until the point where I stop discussing it. Because even in me discussing it, they were still feeding off of my energy. There was still narcissistic abuse going on and me still trying to gain their favor. They love that shit. They love to see me grovel. They love to see me on my knees begging them for emotional reciprocity and an authentic sense of love and any love at all. They loved it because they're evil and fucked up and shitty people. And I don't have any more empathy for it. I don't empathize with it no more. I'm sorry. Oh, fucking well. Like, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. I don't have any more energy to say, oh, I wish you the best. I hope you the best. I hope you the best in life, but I have to go now. No, it's fuck you. And I'm out. Speaking of your present card. Fuck you. And I'm out. And what? Enjoy your life. Enjoy hell. Big wine energy. Passionately. Enjoy hell. Because I'm done with you. Big, I don't give a fuck energy. I'm out of here. Let me take a second look at this card. I rarely see this thing and oh, baby, that kitty cat, that freedom said, is you coming or no? That pussy said, is you coming or no? Because we got to get up out of here. It's time to go. And those poppies keep showing up in readings. Those red poppies. She's headed to the red poppies. She's headed to pleasure, immense freedom. She said, come on, babes. We got to get out of here. I forget what the salamander energy is. I know it's big wand energy. It's maybe like, is it Virgo energy? No, I think wand energy is fire energy. Although I tend to always associate red with Virgos. But this kitty cat said, baby, baby, you ain't gotta tell this kitty cat let's go. That he don't want no more. Baby, he's literally like 5 steps ahead of you. Is you coming or not? Oh my goodness, what's going on here? She pissed too. Look at her face. Like, bitch, are you coming or no? Because I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. Said I'm about to get the fuck. No more. She said I am getting the fuck. I'm about to get the fuck. That is so hilarious to me. This looks like This looks like a trans masculine person or a non-binary person. And I'm not gonna lie, their clothes are a little homely. She beat, battered, and bruised. Beat, battered, and bruised, honey. She went from fine clothing because, I'm sorry, they went from fine clothing because they had to identify as something that they were not, kept getting their cups knocked over, their feelings hurt, kept getting beat. And now she said, I'm on my own, babes. I'm on my own. And I might be in rags, and I might be in these raggedy shoes, and I might not have enough with me. I might have a little knapsack, but I got what I got. I'm going to do the best with what I got. Peace. And it is what it is, bro. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. If y'all want me to be sympathetic and sad and cry, you on the wrong channel. I'm just telling you right now. If y'all want me to be sympathetic and cry and be sad and say, oh, that's so unfortunate, baby, you won't get it here. You want to know my saying? If God doesn't do it, it just won't get done. Let me tell you. If God don't bring the compassion into the situation, it just won't get done. So if God don't let me know that I need to have some more compassion for these people, you won't see it. You'll never see it from me. If God does not do it, it just won't get done. Let's talk about your future. That's exactly what the future card is. If God don't do it, baby, it just won't get done. Because I'm done. I'm putting my motherfucking locks on the door. I'm putting my locks on my money. If God don't do it, it won't get done. Because I definitely won't be doing it. Erykah Badu said, cause I got the block on lock and the trunk stay locked. Bam. And the gun stay cocked. I don't know what to tell y'all. I mean, this shit is really straightforward. This shit is really straightforward. Erykah said, honey, I got the block on lock. I got the block on lock. The trunk stay locked. I don't know what to tell you. And I don't feel bad at it. I don't feel bad about it. And I don't give a fuck. And don't. Stiff what? Stiff what? Tongue out. I don't care. If God don't do it, it won't get done. The people who done me dirty and did me wrong, you looking for some compassion about me? No. I once heard Tyler Perry did this interview with Oprah once. And he talking about his, he at least provides his dad with a home and such or whatever, something like that. Because that's the least that his daddy did for him, even though his daddy just was not emotionally available. I just want to say me and Tyler are two completely different people. We are not the same. Because, baby, if they need something, the people who abuse me, if God don't do it, it won't get done. And they know that. That's why they really didn't share a lot of emotions with me. Because they already knew they fucked up. They already knew where this was going. They knew they fucked up. And I was at this point where I was like, oh, we need to become closer. Because who's going to take care of y'all? Oh, that's okay. We got everything and we don't need nobody to take care of us. Okay, cool. I hope everything that you said was right. I hope everything that you said was good, because at this point, if God don't come and help you, if don't know, I hope somebody else come and help you, because it won't be me, not I. Let me see what else is going on. Let me see what else is going on here. Okay, I am seeing though. I am seeing that I always pay attention to the little kitty. I always pay attention to the freedom, and it does look like the little kitty is trying to escape. What does that mean? What does that mean? All right, I can be real. I can humble myself. That's all I'm hearing. That's all I'm hearing. Spirit says, are you sure about what you're saying? I feel sure. I feel certain. I'm not even going to hold you. At this point in my life, I mean, I don't really care about any other instance. I'm going to be in the present, and I'm going to feel what I feel right now. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm going to feel what I feel right now. So maybe this card is saying maybe, your freedom or your independence, maybe it will want to leave this little safe box. Maybe it will want to leave. But Spirit says, nah. Spirit says, nah. Spirit says, honor your feelings. Spirit said, it's nice that you could get there, but honor your feelings. Honor your feelings. Do you want to leave? If you don't want your freedom, to go out into the world and give away what you've earned, if you want to be selfish, then look at this from another perspective. One thing that I can't stop looking at is these, what do you call this? These beams. What do they call it? Exposed, baby, that's bad. That's bad, honey. I want some exposed beam in my house. But Spirit said, no, check again. Spirit said, you don't have to be compliant with this idea, with these false ideas of community and these false ideas of you can set boundaries and implement limitations in your life. You don't have to share your experience with people who have expressly showed you over time, who have showed you historically that they'll never be able to provide you with the care that you need, that you want. I don't think it's really about need. I think it's just about the care that you want, the care that you deserve. Let me see. I can't stop looking at the masonry and the exposed beams, baby, and the gold work on the door. Honey, you're going to be set the fuck up. You're going to have you a nice little house. And I'm here to tell you, be selfish. Spirit told me do this thing how I want to do it, and it'll be good. But why this cat trying to get out of the window? I like these windows. Oh, it looks like there's something out the window. Oh, there looks like there appears to be something outside the window. Okay. So Shorty Doo-Wop, she's just looking out the window because it's raining. Yeah, baby. Thunder, rain, thunder, scream and shout. My little kitty cat will be looking out of the window. Like, oh, that's nice. Oh, look at those thunder clouds. Look at that rain and that lightning. That's real nice. But baby, I got exposed beams and limestone work in my house. I don't give a fuck what's going on out there. I don't care. I got shelter. Do you got shelter? Oh, because I thought that I would never be able to get that shelter for myself. I mean, that's what you wanted for my life, wasn't it? That's what people wanted for you. People never thought that you was going to be able to amount to anything on your own. People always took control over your life, tried to control your life. People tried to accuse you and project judgment on you and convict you of all these things. Yeah, they tried to put you in jail. They tried to put you in prison. They tried to imprison you. They tried to control you. Yeah, honey. Yeah, you you in a prison, all right. A prison of your own making. You've built a beautiful home for yourself with some fine ass locks on the door, honey. So nobody can ever get in again. Yeah, you wanted me in a prison. I'm in a prison. You'll never be able to get through these doors. Never again. So you keep knocking, you can keep raining, you can keep thundering, you can keep lightning. Baby, put on your worst. I'm going to be sitting here pretty, not giving a fuck. And don't. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching. These have been incredible. I mean, this is genius work. I mean, this is storytelling at its finest. This is immersive storytelling. The culture, the philosophy, the foundations of this work. I mean, so culture. There's so many different cultures and mythologies and lores flowing through these stories. This is incredible. Y'all are such an incredible, diverse set of people bringing so much energy to this thing. Thank you so much for working with me, for collaborating with me and telling these stories so that we can come together and support one another. Incredible, incredible work. Thank you so much. I will see you all in the next issue. Peace.